Ladies and gentlemen, what's one of your favorite animes in the world? Mine is Dragon Ball Z. Well, what's one thing in D&D I wish I could do? Be a Super Saiyan. Why couldn't I? Because I haven't created a class for it yet. So what am I doing today? I'm showing you the end results of hours upon hours of painful tears and balancement into what I have created to be what in my eyes is probably one of the best classes you could ever play, like where you could have so much fun and so many options. And that is, if I scroll up here, the Saiyan race and the Super Saiyan class. Yeah, now at first you might be going, well, why would you even want that? As like in Dungeons and Dragons, your imagination is the limit. So, Super Saiyan, I think yes. Being able to be this master of martial arts who can bend power beyond his limits and defeat his foes, yeah. Being able to shoot giant beams of death and destruction out of my hands, yeah. So, now you might be thinking, well, Super Saiyans are overpowered. Like, just like look at Goku, just like he's just OP. Well, of course, there's balances, and I'm going to show you the balances. For starters, we got to look at this Excel sheet. This took me forever to do this part alone, but we're going to focus and we're going to go in order. So the only way to be a Super Saiyan is to be a Saiyan. So in order to have the Super Saiyan class, you have to have the Saiyan race, which is what we have here. Racial features consist things like +2 constitution, medium size. You live between 70 to 90, like 70 to 90 years old is your maximum, just like normal humans. Most are chaotically evil, but some stay into unlawful or lawfully good. Examples would be Vegeta would be a case of a chaotic evil, or more precisely, Broly would be considered lawful or chaotic evil. Goku is a lawfully good, and someone like Trunks would be an unaligned. Their speed is 30, and they are able to fly since they're Saiyans, and they have a flying of 50. They have dark vision, like most classes. They either have dark vision, low vision, like high vision. They're proficient in radars, which is a special item, which basically allows them to read the health, the AC, and the speed of a target. They have common and a choice of one other language of their choice, and they gain Saiyan resilience, which is advantage on strength and poison. It's advantage on saving throws for against poison fire. Sorry. And combat training, where you're proficient in unarmed combat, because Saiyans, they don't use weapons. They use their fists and their feet. Saiyan Rage is when you're reminded of your home planet. You are Rage, gain advantage to strength checks. This is a pure DM tool. You go up to the guy, and maybe they're fighting a Lich who knows about the Saiyan's fate and goes, hey, how's Planet Vegeta doing? Hurrah! Advantage in strength all of a sudden out of Rage. There are a few things that I have not put in, and then there are a few things that I have been meaning to add in. As such, I haven't yet, and I'll get to those later. Now, for the actual class of the Saiyan, some of the features is for health, it's 1d8 per Saiyan level. Hit points at first level is 8 plus con mod, and hit points per level is 1d8 or 5 plus con mod per Saiyan level at first level. Armor proficiencies is cloth. Weapons, they don't use weapons, so they don't have any proficiencies in weapons. They are proficient with the scouting radars, which is the thing we just covered, and they have saving throws and strength and dexterity, and they can choose 2 skills from acrobatics, athletics, history, insight, religion, and stealth. Their equipment is they start with cloth armor, either a Dungeoneer's pack or an Explorer's pack. More features they include is, since they only have cloth armor, they need a way to defend themselves, so their AC is 10 plus a strength and dexterity modifier. Now you might be thinking, whoa, that's a little bit overpowered. Cloth armor is 10 plus your intellect mod. And that means like most people, they'll have around 13 AC at that point. For a melee fighter like a Saiyan who's up close and personal, they need a decent AC. So by doing the strength and dexterity, which is things they focus on, they'll have an average AC of 15 to 18, which is what a lot of players have, an average AC of 15 to 18. So that's where it's balanced there. They have cantrip spells, normal spells, and their abilities are ki powered or kai powered, however you want to pronounce it. Look for the keyword kai key to know which ones. We'll get to that later. And see the Word document for the rest of features. We'll get to that in a second too. Next, we're going to get to the chart. Oh boy, the chart. This part alone took me 2 hours for some reason because the way I did it just confused me, and there's probably a mistake somewhere in there. One of you has to point it out for me, otherwise I will never find it. Like seriously, I will never find it. So right here we have the levels. Level 1 to 20, since 20 is the max level for 5th edition. You got your proficiency bonus as you level up. So from level 1 to level 4, it's 2. From level 5 to level 7, it's 3. From level 8 to level 11 is 4. And from 12 to level 15, it's 5. And 16 to level 20, it's 6. Martial arts is how he attacks. So his unarmed attacks at level 1 deal 1d4 damage. However, you're going to be dealing more than 1d4 damage, and I'll get to that later. At level 1, you have 2 Kai, 2 cantrips, and 1 spell. One thing in here that I really forgot to add, unless I put it there. No. One thing I was supposed to put is right here. There's supposed to be a feature that says spell casting. Doesn't really matter right now. They have spell casting at level 1. So then you have level 2. Well, from level 1 until level 4, your martial arts stays the same. Level 5 to level 9, it goes to a 1d6. 10 to 15 is a d8, and 16 to 20 is a d10. Your maximum key, 20, is 21, and there's all of it. Basically, it goes up 1 every level. The maximum number of cantrips you'll be able to know at level 20 is 5, and the maximum number of spells you can know is 6. So you'll be able to use 6 spells. However, those 6 spells are split evenly into all your different spell levels, which you can all use the appropriate number of times. And you have a maximum number of 5 spell slot levels, which we'll get to later. This just explains at what level how many has what. So at level 1, your first spell slot has 2 charges on it. At level 20, okay, you have 7 slots in spell 1. You have 6 in spell 2. You have 3 or 4 in spell 4. And you have 3 in 5. Oh, even thinking about that hurts my head. Hopefully you guys understand this. I do understand it when I'm actually writing it down. But saying it is just like, what? This hurts. And then there's the features. I'm going to go over all the features before we move into the Word documents and actually making a character. So level 1 is the Kaioken and the Energy Blast. We'll get to what those do later. Level 2 is the Inner Saiyan. You don't gain anything at level 3. Level 4, we gain things such as the Multi-Energy Blast and an ability score increase. Level 5 is Super Saiyan 1. Level 6 is Saiyan Speed. Level 7 and 8, you gain no features, but at level 8, you gain ability score increase. Level 9 is Super Saiyan 2. Level 10 is Saiyan Strength. Level 11 and 12, you don't gain anything. Level 13, you get Strength and Kai. Level 14, you get Super Saiyan 3. Level 15, you get an ability score increase, but no new features. Level 16, you get Kaioken times 20. 17 and 18, you don't get anything. Level 19, you get God mode. And level 20, you get an ability score increase and Super Saiyan 4. And might I say, it gets pretty cool. Now to answer some questions right off the bat. Whoa, Super Saiyan 4 If you know anything about Dragon Ball Z, you'll know God Mode and Super Saiyan 4 have reputations. It's like, dude, like they'll kill everything. No, they won't. The Super Saiyans have debuffs along with their buffs. They have side effects, and they are not permanent things, as well as they are also limited to what I could have made them. And I have not incorporated the monkey. I got rid of the Great Ape form. And one thing I'm going to be adding is fusion, where if you and another person are both Super Saiyans, you can fuse together if you meet requirements to create a stronger person. I haven't got around to because I'm not fully done building that part up, but I'll update you later on in the future if I decide to fully incorporate it in. If I do, I feel like it will be around the level 10, 11 slot. Now that I've showed you all this, we're going to be bouncing between this to show you, but we are going to move in to our Word documents here. And boy, are these ever doozies. Okay. Let's start with the one on the right. See these 12 pages? This is every single move used in the Dragon Ball anime. Yeah, there was a lot of them. Now you might be asking, what do your moves do? It's all based on when you pick them. Because I'm being straight honest here. There are some moves here that I might never use, but they're there. And instead of wasting 5 hours of my night doing what every single move does, I decided, you know what? Let's write the move down if I'm using it and then determine what it does. I'll show you what the moves that I've selected for this character I've already made does later, and then we'll move on and actually pick new moves for a new character that will be coming up. Now let's look over here. This is all the features and what they do. We're going to go through this, and then we're going to show you, well, actually, we're going to make a character, and then we're going to show you one I also built beforehand. So, Kaioken. It costs 1 Kai to use, and when you use it, you gain a red aura around you, making you look pretty, and gain a +2 accuracy and attack roll. This isn't too overpowered because you're already hit like a truck, so a little bit more damage, yeah, you know. And you're going to need hit it because some enemies are really tough, especially when I'm a dungeon master. I tend to make enemies a little bit too tough. However, I am improving just like how everyone can improve. Your Energy Blast is a level 1 where you can fire an Energy Blast, 1 Kai to use, and it acts as a ranged attack, 15 feet, 2d6 plus an intellect modifier. Because Saiyans, they use their intellect as their source of attack. Next is the Inner Saiyan, where until the start of your next turn, you gain combat advantage to a target enemy. That's available at level 2. Level 4, you gain Multi-Energy Blast, which is Energy Blast, except it can hit up to 3 targets in range. Then there's the Super Saiyan, nice and bold. Level 5, you gain the ability to go Super Saiyan. Costs 3 Kai to activate, and when activated, you gain the following buffs. You gain a +2 accuracy and damage rolls until Super Saiyan mode ends. You gain combat advantage to enemies target until Super Saiyan ends, and you increase the amount you can fly or move by 10 feet. Once Super Saiyan mode is activated, you roll a 1d6. Your results equal how many rounds you can remain in Super Saiyan. So I have a d6 right here. Let's say I go Super Saiyan. I rolled a 5. I can remain in Super Saiyan for 5 rounds. After that, I'm out of Super Saiyan mode. With Super Saiyan 1, there is no side effects for using it. However, starting Super Saiyan 2, there is. Moving on, we got Saiyan Speed. 6th level, and you increase the distance you can fly or run by 10 feet. Level 7, your ability increases. Super Saiyan 2. You gain the ability to go Super Saiyan 2, costs 5 Kai to activate. When activated, you gain the following buffs, +3 to accuracy and damage until it ends. You gain combat advantage to enemies until it ends. However, side effects. Once Super Saiyan 2 mode ends, you grant combat advantage to all enemies for the rest of the encounter due to the large amount of fatigue. And when you activate Super Saiyan 2, you roll 1d8, your results equal how many times you can remain in Super Saiyan 2. Now, this side effect in particular is the smallest side effect, and they get bigger and bigger as the modes get stronger and stronger. This one, the only real benefit to being to this side effect is if you go into Super Saiyan 2 mode again, which you can just reactivate if you have the Kai, then you don't really gain anything. You already are granting combat advantage to them, so it balances it out. Like, oh shit, I'm granting combat advantage, but nothing else is happening to me. Now, if your DM wants to be a douchebag about it, he can increase the combat advantage's effectiveness from 2 to 4, from 4 to 6, things like that. At that point, it's all based on how the DM is seeing the situation and how he needs to punish the Saiyan. Saiyan Strength is the next, where you increase all unarmed base attacks, deal extra damage equal to your Constitution modifier. So if I were to hit for 8 and I had a con mod of 2, I'd be dealing 10. It's pretty good. The fusion technique, this is what I was experimenting on. I haven't fully put it in yet, but I will tell you guys what about it. So I have it set around level 10, and you fuse with one other ally Saiyan. You roll 2d4 to determine how long you can remain fused. While fused, you gain 2 attacks per turn, one from your character and one from the ally Saiyan. If you and the ally Saiyan are the same level, you gain no side effects, which is good. However, you gain no side effects, you gain a +2 bonus to attack and damage rolls. If you are an ally Saiyan with the same strength and constitution modifiers, but the levels are different, you can fuse, however the time spent in mode is reduced by half and you gain no additional bonuses. The only difference here is you get 2 attacks. Now it goes a step further, and if you fuse with another Saiyan and you don't meet both requirements of modifiers or levels, let's say you have the same strength, then you do what essentially happened to Goku and Vegeta the first time they fuse, and you become like was it Gogeta that time? I'm pretty sure it was Gogeta. It might have been Vegeta. I'm going to go with Gogeta. It was Gogeta, where he was fat. He couldn't really do anything. Same thing there, and you'll be stuck with it until you defuse from it. So I haven't wrote that part in yet because I'm still experimenting with it, but that's the theory behind it. Next is Strengthened Kai, which increases your Kai base attacks by your Constitution modifier. So if I used an Energy Blast and it did 8, it'd be doing 10. Same example. Then here's where it gets juicy with Super Saiyan 3. You gain the ability to go Super Saiyan 3. It costs 8 Kai to activate. When activated, you gain the following buffs. A +5 to accuracy and damage rolls. And whenever an enemy attacks you, you get an opportunity attack on them. And if you were to receive an attack that would reduce you to 0 hit points, you can roll 1d20. If the results are less than 13, your roll doesn't do anything. However, if they are 13 or greater, the attack, you dodge the attack and take no damage. Side effects. Excuse me. You become slowed, which is save ends buff, and you grant combat advantage to all enemies, as well as you reduce your overall damage by 5, and that part is save ends. So now you are being slowed and your damage is being reduced. However, you are able to prevent that if you win the save ends. When you enter this mode, you roll a 1d10, determines how long you're in it. Kaioken times 20 costs 7 Kai to use, and it's a red aura granting you 5 accuracy and attack rolls until the end of the turn. Your side effects is you cannot attack on your next turn. So you are powering yourself up for a huge basic or a huge martial attack. However, next mode turn, you can't attack. Not a big issue, though. You have options. Then there's the final 2 modes, God mode and Super Saiyan 4 mode. Out of these 2, God mode's my favorite just because of the way I balanced it. Costs 12 Kai to activate, and when activated, you gain the following abilities. If you were to take damage, you can spend 1 Kai point. I'm thinking of changing it to 2 to reduce the damage dealt to you by your dexterity modifier. So if you're taking 5 damage, you have a dex mod of 5, you take no damage. You become immune to all magic attacks because in the anime, he's actually immune to all the magic attacks. While in God mode, you gain the ability to use the spell Kamehameha Rebirth, which is a blunt 1d100 damage. Now, you might be going, whoa, man, that's a little OP. At level 19, if you're fighting something with 100 hit points, that is sad. Like, level 19, guys, you're talking thousands hit points. So it's pretty balanced. If you're fighting against a level 2, it's just like, lol, dead. But there are huge side effects. So God mode has two different types of side effects. They have side effects if you use Rebirth and side effects if you don't use Rebirth. The side effects if you do use Rebirth is you roll a 1d12. You reduce the time you can spend in God mode by the results rolled. And you do the same thing to see how long you can stay. So let's say I rolled a d12 and got an 8. And then used Rebirth, rolled and got an 7. At the end of my turn, God mode would end right then, right there. I don't gain any of the other defects, though, from the other side effects theory. So you reduce the time spent using God mode. Also, if Rebirth is used, you leave God mode and you are unable to attack for 2 turns and become slowed, and you grant combat advantage +5 to all enemies. So basically, you're taking this chance to use this huge attack that could potentially kill the guy. But in exchange, you are like toast. You can barely move. You can't attack for 2 turns, and you grant combat advantage +5. So it's not like 2, it's their combat advantage is a +5 towards you. The reason I made it so high is 1, you're level 19, you're going to be pretty bulky anyway, so you're going to need to get hit hard for it to matter. And if it's any less, it's just like, well, then I'll just spam this because it doesn't really matter. I can enter it again if I have to Kai, and I can kick butt. However, with this balance, it means like, oh shit, I got to be more careful when I use this. Now, other abilities gained is when you attack, you roll a 1d20. If the results are less than 10, nothing happens. If the results are greater than 10, you can dodge the attack. Side effects if Rebirth is not used. When God mode ends, you are slowed for the rest of the encounter. You suffer a -3 penalty to all rolls, and you grant combat advantage to all enemies, as well as reduce all damage you do by 8. The last part is save ends, which is reasonable. It doesn't make it too overpowered. It'll still make you want to use God mode. However, it'll make you want to use it cautiously. Now, the biggest issue with all these modes, before I go into Super Saiyan 4, is that way you activate it and sustain it, because it will really suck if you go Super Saiyan 4 and then roll a 1. So you can only be in it for that turn. That's one of those moments that will suck. However, that's just fate. Super Saiyan 4, level 20. It costs 15 Kai to activate, and when activated, you gain the following abilities. You get a +10 to accuracy and damage rolls, and you can make 2 attacks with 1 standard action point. So when you go to attack someone, you attack them twice. Water. You can roll a d20, 10 or lower, nothing. 10 or higher, you dodge and attack if you're attacked. You can cast instant transmission free of charge up to 3 times per round. So instant transmission is, I believe I had it as a cantrip. And basically it allows you to move, dodge, etc. You can then, if you're in Super Saiyan 4, you can use this whenever you want to 3 times. So if an enemy's attacking you, you can use instant transmission free of charge to dodge the attack. Whenever your health would reduce to 0, you can roll a d20. If the results are less than 10, nothing happens, you're knocked unconscious. If the results are greater than 10, you can heal yourself using a hit dice, because at this point you would have, well, it would be all of your hit dice pretty much, because 1's too much. That would be a grammatical error on my part that I'll have to fix. But you roll your hit dice before the attack goes through, and you get healed for it, and then the attack finishes, and you get lowered and hopefully live. All Kai-based attacks deal an extra 10 damage. Here's the side effects. When you leave Super Saiyan mode, you are slowed for the rest of the encounter. You give combat advantage +3 to all enemies, and you cannot use any Kai-based attacks for the rest of the encounters. You suffer a -2 penalties to all rolls until the end of the counter. No save ends for this one. This is by far the strongest mode because it allows you to prevent death. It allows you to pretty much hit your target every single time, attack twice, and it stacks. So if you were in Super Saiyan 4 mode, when you were to say fuse, that is an extra 2 attacks you get to do, as well as there are other ways for you to attack multiple times. So in one attack, it's quite possible to do, I think the max I have is 8 possible ways to attack, which is good considering if you're basing it off the anime. So they don't just do hua, they go pow, 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 pow. So when activated, you roll a d20. That determines how long you can stay in it. Now that's all of the features. Now let's get into taking this information and creating a class. So let's, don't want to show you that. That's a spoiler. So if you just want to pause there and check him out, you just got a free spoiler. However, we're going to level this Saiyan up to level 2. And we're going to start here. So Saiyan. Saiyan. All right. First, let's start with this stuff. So we gain +2 to Constitution. Medium size. So in alignment calculus, we're going to go for a chaotic evil villain here. Saiyan here. All right, we got dark vision. Tools, we're proficient in radars. We know common, and we're going to learn abyssal as our second one. We have Saiyan resilience, which is advantage on saving throws. We'll do versus poison and fire. Why those two? I don't know. They're the best I could think of, and I wanted to do something resilient-y. Saiyan combat training, proficient in unarmed combat. So down here we can put proficient in unarmed combat, and then Saiyan rage, advantage on strength checks when reminded of home planet. I added a few silly things, I will admit. All right, other proficiencies are cloth. We have saving throws and strength, dexterity. And for skills, we're going to choose, I kind of want to be stealthy. I'll be honest, but I'm going to go acrobatics and athletics just because this guy, I want him to be a fast but strong hitter. I want him to focus more on melee attacks than Kai attacks. All right. Next, we are going to choose our equipment. So we have cloth armor. We're going to go explorer's pack. I butchered that spelling and I don't care. More features. We got the Saiyan armor. AC equals 10 plus STR and Dex mod. And we'll get to the cantrips and everything else later. We got, and now we're going to roll for our abilities. 6, 12, 13, 14, 15, that's 16. All right, let's note down 16. All right. 6, 12, 17. Ooh, good rolls. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's a nice roll. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, another 13. That's 4. 2 more. Okay, 5, 10, 16. Ooh, I like these rolls. Can I get these rolls more often? Oh, 6, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Oh, that's actually pretty good for what I want to show. So we are going to make this guy very strong, like very strong. We're going to be giving him a 17 in strength. We're going to be giving him a 17 in dexterity. We're going to be giving him, we'll give him a 13 in con to raise it to a 15. We'll put, let's see here. Let's that one. That one. Got rid of that one. Let's put a 16 in wisdom. He is a very smart Saiyan. And it's wisdom versus his spells. Did I not write it down? I should have wrote it down. I didn't write it down. Oh my god, I didn't write it down. Okay, well, I meant to write it down. But it's supposed to be wisdom. Anyways, it doesn't matter because in the end, we are going to be putting this 13 in charisma and the other 16 in intellect. He doesn't really like talking to people. Like, he doesn't need to charm people. We need to pull up the 4th edition handbook because I am lazy to remember the names of everything. So you're going to see some stuff. All right. Handbook. Page 17. All right. So the 13 gave us a 1. The 16s gave us 3. The 15 gave us 2. And the 17s gave us 3. That is perfect. Next, we are going to do our health. Our health is well, a hit dice is 1d8. And our health at first level is 8 plus con mod. We have a con mod of 2, so we start off with 10 hit points. Pretty low, but 5th edition, that's how it is. Next, let's see here. We got everything there. So now we're going to be moving on to the chart. Oh boy, the chart. Okay. Level 1, we're going to do martial arts. Since we are proficient in this, martial arts is a dexterity thing. However, we are proficient with it, so it's going to be our dexterity and our proficiency bonus, which means it's 5. Right now, it deals 1d4. We are proficient in it, 1d4 plus 2, which means our maximum damage right now is 11 with 1 attack. All right. Now let's go down to our spell page. We have 2 key, which we'll mention in a second. Cantrips known, we know 2. Spells known, we know 1. And at first level, we can use 2. So our slot is 2, and we're able to use 1. Next, we go up here. We'll fill in this first. So this is Wiz 8 plus proficiency plus Wiz mod, and our Wiz mod is what? 3? Yes. So 13, and then proficiency plus it 5 for Saiyan. All right, and then right here we can do Kai, which our total count right now is 2. Now, let's get the cantrips and the abilities. The only flaw that I have made in this is my laziness with the spell list. So I've made a unwritten rule because I haven't found a good place to put it, but an unwritten rule for your cantrips and your spells. Cantrips can only be things that do not do damage. So things like what's a good example we can do here? Actually, I have the perfect example, and it's way down at the bottom. 50% power. This we can turn into a cantrip. Now, in the anime, 50% power may be this awesome attack that like just destroys them. However, from this name, it doesn't sound like you are hitting the enemy with anything. It just sounds like you're giving yourself a power boost. So we will be able to gain a power boost. Now, this 50% power, since we are level 1, we have to determine how strong is it level 1, and we have to keep in mind when it will increase in power. Now, the key concept is you should upgrade a move every like 10 levels or so. So at level 10, 50% power can upgrade into something else. Until then, we are going to make it give a +2 to accuracy. I like to put accurate and attack rolls. That is balanced. 2 is that golden number of okay. So we are able to know 2 cantrips, I believe. Let's go back to skin. We can know 2 cantrips. So we want to select 4 so we know what we can use. Now, there's also all the cantrips in the actual Dungeons & Dragons book that you can choose from. So if you don't find something here that sounds like one, then you can use one of those there. I want to go for things that sound like they give my guy more of a buff. So like let's see here. We're going to use so many to choose from. Regeneration. And what this is going to be do is regen 1 HP each turn. Now, what makes this more significant is it's straight up each turn. Now, the reason this is not overpowered is because in 5th edition, you have very low hit points. So you get hit once, you're pretty much dead, which is why by doing this, if there's multiple people at the start or end of each turn, depending on how your DM wants to use it, you would regain 1. So those would be like the 2 we would absolutely use. However, if we wanted to use, if we wanted a bigger selection, we can give ourselves 4 to choose from, but only 2 to actually be able to use. And things like that would be, what else sounds like it would not do damage? Let's go Kai Sense. And this can, if you do not have a radar, detect, target, HP, and AC. This will allow you to identify how low an enemy is or how tough an enemy is to hit. There's all the Kamehamehas. There are a lot of Kamehamehas. Intercept would be the last one. Intercept. Take a hit for a ally. Plain and simple. Next, we'll move into the spells. One I want is for sure instant transmission, teleport, your movement. Next, we're going to want, we'll do, we want him to be more physical. So I want to go for things that sound like more of a physical attack per se. And we're going to go, Gigantic Buster sounds cool, but I'm pretty sure that's Galactic Gun. That's going to definitely be a move we put down because I'm going for more of a Vegeta vibe. Galactic Gun, and at level 1, I feel like Galactic Gun, being the weakest version of it, would be more of a, I'd say 1d10 would be a good line. 1d12 would be the maximum. So we're going to do 1d10 Kai damage. It has the Kai keyword, so if we gain a bonus to Kai, we can use it. Now we do want something that's actually physical, so let's do something like flying kick, fly, then attack, gain advantage plus 2. Now we'll do plus 3. There you go. So you gain something of it, you fly, then you attack, gaining a 3 advantage. We're going to gain one more spell, and we're definitely going to, for right now, we're going to keep those 2 moves for level 1. We haven't hit level 2 yet. For a 4th one, we are going to do, I want another like melee Dragon Fist. Dragon Fist. This is a mixture between melee and Kai. We're going to make Dragon Fist, which in the anime is like this pretty strong move. We're going to make it deal 1d8 Kai. Now that is everything for level 1, which means we can move on to level 2. Now, a few things happen at level 2, such as, for starters, health increase, which is 1d8 or 5 plus con mod and per Saiyan level after the first. So we're going to go 5, 6, 7. We gain 8 total hit points for 18. Next, for hitting level 2, we now have 3 Kai. We still know 2 cantrips, and we still know 1 spell. And we do gain the features. Oh, I forgot to give us Kaioken and Energy Blast. We'll do those right now too, but we also gain Inner Sand. So let's do that. We got Kaioken, we got Energy Blast, and we got Inner Sand. Let's go to our Word document here and find out what these do. So, Kaioken, 1 Kai, plus 2 to occur and attack rolls. Now, this would be more of a per turn thing, so I'm going to be doing like things like PT per turn. Energy Blast is a ranged attack. Kai, and it's 1 Kai to use, so we'll do 1 Kai. His Kai, and it deals 2d6 plus int mod. Next is Inner Sand, which at the start of your next turn you gain combat advantage. So until the start of your next turn, gain combat advantage. Oh, I have here, just a second. I don't see anything in my, what? I don't see any comments. Just a second. Bro, I don't see no comments. You gain combat advantage. So that right there is everything. Oh, one last thing. 13 passive wisdom. There we go. Oh, well, we should probably put in our speed, 30, 50. You're probably like, oh, you didn't do this. Initiative would be +3. Armor class, 10 plus strength and dex. Our strength and dex are 3. So we have a total AC of 16, which is a good number. It says you're typing in it, but you're not to me. You can probably see this. You probably shouldn't be able to see this. Chat. Rip your chat skills indeed. Do you know what? It might be in here. Just a second, guys. You guys are going to see something you shouldn't be seeing. But yeah, prepare for what could be a lot of lag. I just want to see. I'm not apparently don't have a chat, and I'm just saying I'm just going what? Views, videos. Huh. I can't even see it. All right, here, let me look at one last thing in here. Group chat. Links. Go to. Minimize this. Hold on, guys. Huh. I can't even see it. Oh. All right, here, let me look at. Say something, I'm giving up on you. I notice you now, Senpai. All right, there it is. There it is. All right. Well, we're ending the stream in a moment. There's just one more thing I'm going to be showing you, and that is the finished result of what was my attempt at a max level character. Now you're going to look at this and it's beautiful. I must say it is beautiful. Where is it? It is labeled. Pull it up. Here it is. Behold, the level 20 Super Saiyan relics. I went Super Saiyan and it is beautiful. Can you see this? Let me know if you can see this. Can you see that? I just need to make sure you can see that. Because on my screen you can see it, but apparently we've entered chat issues before. So who knows if other issues. I'm going to assume you can see it. So lo and behold, just take a quick glance. This is what a Super Saiyan would look like. I even have a backstory and everything. Oh, I based it off int. Oh well. Wiz int, you would decide. It is a custom class, so which means you can change it whenever the hell you want. If you want to change anything here, it doesn't matter because clearly I changed my spell list without even remembering my own shit. Needless to say, the concept's still the same of the moves and everything. So we're going to go from top to bottom and show how OP is. So he has pretty good stats. His modifiers and whatnot here, they're pretty average. 10 in acrobatics, which is really nice. 6 proficiency bonus. An AC is 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You know, there's the balance there. Focus more towards intellect for a Kai-based attack. Initiative 4, because of Dex. 327 hit points. That is from using the 5 plus con plus character level after the first, all the way up to level 20. Got 327. Did a little background here. Avenger. And his martial arts, he gains plus 10 to his attack, along with plus 6 proficiency to a 1d10. So the maximum he can do with one attack is 26 damage. He has his energy blast, multi-energy blast, and Kaioken times 20. Am I not live? Yes, I am. What the hell? Computer, stop lying to me. One last thing in here. Okay, yeah. Stop lying to me, computer. Anyways. We have the cloth armor, the scouting radar, the Dungeoneer's pack, spelled correctly. A 12 passive wisdom, which actually should be, 12. All of the feats. I don't really want to read through all of them, but there they all are. Behold. It's beautiful. He's poor. He doesn't have any money. Just backstory stuff. So, yeah, you know what? Trained on Earth as the strongest Saiyans of Earth, Gohan Roxy quickly became a skilled fighter. However, by the time Rox had mastered the martial arts and was one of the ways of the Saiyans, his master Gohan passed away. On that same day, an evil creature who Rox has never seen before attacked the city. The creature's name was Xanaroth. Rock and his other fellow Saiyans fought back as a long and hard battle, but at the end, Xanaroth proved too strong. He managed to kill 3 of his close friends, Alex, Sarah, and Trunks. Filled with rage, Rock achieved a form that only a select few have been able to achieve, which is Super Saiyan 4. With his legendary power, Rox fought off Xanaroth one-on-one, and almost won too. I wrote 1, not 1. Oops. Where was I? However, realizing how outmatched Xanaroth was, he retreated instantly. No trace was left. Rox's rage subsided. He looked at the destruction Xanaroth had caused. He told his remaining friends and family to rebuild and protect the city while he goes in search of Xanaroth. So this would be his overall goal in the campaigns he's doing. So his cloth armor is the classic look that Gohan and Goku, Team Gohan and Goku wore. We all know what it looks like. And here his page, intellect, spell save DCs, grammar, no, get off my back, English or erd. Spell attack bonus, 9. Cantrips, we have 5 cantrips. Since those we can know 5, I just stuck with, well, these are the 5 I want. I don't want any more. Heated will and heated fist. These are, examples. They're not actually attack. They just give me bonuses until the end of the turn. Jump allows me to jump. And we got this, giving allies a area increase. Finish him to give allies area attack. I was focusing more of a Goku, so he's all about his allies. He's all about, honor. It's also why I have a lot of Kamehamehas in here. Instant transmission, teleport your movement. We got flight, allowing you to fly in the air and gain advantage to your next turn. Crazy combination to perform a basic second attack after your first one. Cosmic illusion to create an illusion of self to confuse the target. Basically, you create a version of yourself in front behind the target, and they will think that that is you, and they'll be forced to attack it until it goes away. Cloning, you do the same thing. You clone yourself and attack the target with the clone, and it does half damage. So the only difference between the illusion is this thing can actually attack. Aftershock deals 1d8 to enemies in 20 feet. And after level 5, spell is used. What the hell did I write there? Oh, sorry. Continuation after Aftershock. 1d8 damage after level 5 spell or higher is used. So this last one, its name is Aftershock. So after you do a spell either here, or here. Well, sorry, here. Basically, you can use that. Creates an Aftershock. I got regeneration, 50%, Final Flash, Fear Me, Draconic Rage, Divination, you know, just a whole bunch of stuff to gain and deal damage. Final Kamehameha, big D20 hitter, blah, 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 blah. 100 times big Kamehameha, 3d8, Spirit Bomb, or 3d20, sorry, 3d20, intercept, block enemy attack, and that targets an ally. Overall, I like this class I made. I will be using it in a campaign I plan to be doing on this channel. Jordan, if you're interested in Dungeons and Dragons, I plan to start it soon, so you can make your own character. And we'd be doing it over here. It'd be live streamed using Google Hangouts. Anyways, so that is probably the most interesting character I've created in a while. I have a folder dedicated to custom characters. This is right now my favorite, just because it's so awesome. I love it. So thank you all for watching. If you have any recommendations for other other classes that you would want to see made, if you want to see a Pokemon class, if you want to see a Minecraft class, if you want to see freaking the Hulk class, if you want to see a My Little Pony class, I'll do it and I'll make it OP. So we're going to quickly go over things here that makes this class too OP at a level 1's perspective. And that is, if I move over to here, change my screen to this. So here, level 2 perspective. Here's level 2's perspective of a Saiyan. And I just minimized that. And we're going to determine, or note out what are things that would make it OP and what are things that would not make it OP. So with what I got, let's say that instead of the 1d4 damage for martial arts, I increase it to the 1d6. That means you'd be doing 2 extra damage, which at levels 1 to 5 could mean a lot, because your enemies, they range from like 50 to 75 health if your DM's not a douchebag like me who threw 110 HP, 17 AC orcs at his friends and watched as they died miserably. Other things that would make this OP is if is with Sand Rage, if it was just playing up, you gain advantage on strength checks. Add in a little bit of humor with the destruction of your home planet, Planet Vegeta. You have a reason to get stronger. If Sand Armor, if it had a 3rd ability modifier it bounced off of, that would make it too overpowered, because then you'd be reaching 19, 20 plus AC, which level 20, it's not an issue if you have that, but level 2, 16 is a good solid number. Any move that I have listed that would increase accuracy or attack rolls, going higher than 3 is like the gray line of it's iffy, but it's okay. 4, no, that's too overpowered for a level 1, 2, or level 2, etc. to be having. Just like with the ranged attacks, it has a range of 15 feet. I don't think I put it in there. I didn't really have to, but I did on the other thing. Has a range. If it didn't have a range, that would be overpowered. If it was 3d6, that would be overpowered. So it's little things like that. So those are little tips like I gave in my first custom video to determine whether or not something would be OP or not. Yeah, I know that you messaged me in chat, but I have this. Fine. Do you know what I'll do? I'll do this. You should still be able to see it. Nope. Now you see that. Okay. In that case, I can do this. I can do that. And I can do this. Oh, you just spammed my chat. That's what you did. All right, let's see what you said here. You have a few characters made for a campaign that fell apart, so I can restart them with a template I have for them. Get on Skype sometime and we'll get on this. They are all Pathfinder or 4E though. In fact, I actually transferred over one class completely and race from 4E to 5E in a time span of an hour and made it perfect. So I can work with you and do that. I'll hop on Skype after this. But anyways, this is where I'm going to end it, guys. Thank you all for watching. Remember to leave feedback of what you think about it in the description down below, as well as what you would like to see in the future. My name is Bailey, or Relks if you prefer. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a nice day.